Shooting in Baton Rouge is casting a shadow over the Republican National Convention. Looking live at Cleveland, Ohio, where delegates and dignitaries will gather starting today. Big question everyone's asking following a contentious primary: will the Republicans unite behind Donald Trump? CNN's Diane Gallagher joins us live from Cleveland. Good morning, Diane. If you look at Trump's core issues, immigration and national security, there is a strong rebuke of the party's own insistence. It's broadened its appeal, that it's softened its rhetoric and be more inclusive. Is this going to spark protest, and is Cleveland ready?
Cleveland is going to find out if it's ready very shortly, I believe. They have $50 million from the federal government, and they've been working on this for some time. Bruce, we're talking 3,000 federal agents, 1,500 police officers here who have been training and working up for it. Lots of new equipment, but they're not going to know until they are immediately faced with it. The security is very tight, but Donald Trump, who's actually going to be taking the stage tonight just to introduce his wife, but still a bit unusual to have the candidate here on the first night, has sparked controversy wherever he goes. Bruce, you probably remember it. Many of his rallies in California, there were issues outside. There have been violent outbreaks at some of his rallies in the past. So while the mayor of Cleveland has said there are no credible threats toward the RNC or toward the city right now, Donald Trump, at least in his campaign, there have been issues that have followed it. So the police say they're ready, the agents say they're ready, but you don't ever really know until immediately it comes to you.
Inside the convention hall, Trump insiders promised glitz and glamour. He doesn't have any A-list celebrities. People like Marco Rubio aren't going to show up. You look at the speakers roster, you got Trump family members, Trump. What are they going to unfold here?
Yep. Well, Bruce, it's definitely a family affair here in Cleveland because you have essentially all of his children except for the youngest Barron who are going to be speaking. What's interesting is that the former presidents aren't going to be here. And this is something that hasn't happened in decades at either of the conventions. The former presidents who are still living almost always attend, or at least send some kind of message. That's not happening. George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, not going to be participating in this. Neither are the former candidates, John McCain or Mitt Romney. So you have very much a lack of political star power as well. Not just real celebrities from TV and movies and things, but political star power is missing quite a bit as well. But you do have a lot of people from Donald Trump's family.
Let me ask you about the mood at the convention. You've got the police ambush in Baton Rouge on the heels of the shootings in Dallas. You've got John Kasich, who said, "My hands are tied when it comes to do anything about the open carry law."
Yep.
Police have got to be sitting back and saying, you know what, we're only about 3,000 strong. I know we've got $50 million in federal funding. Is security going to be enough?
And again, that's what they're going to have to find out if things get a bit heated here in Cleveland or not. Of course, they've been going through the training. They have those federal agents. They have the $50 million worth of funding to help them. But until they are actually faced with a protest that maybe gets out of hand, you're not going to know that. I can tell you that all 1,500 of the Cleveland officers are going to be wearing body cameras. That was part of that $50 million deal, Bruce. So it's something that is very important to them. Of course, the police union asked John Kasich to suspend that open carry law in this perimeter here. He said he's not able to do it, but it does show that there is some concern on at least the part of the police union here.
Diane Gallagher, live in Cleveland. Thank you.
Well, News4Jax has coverage all week from the convention in Cleveland that culminates with a presidential nominee on Thursday. Political reporter Ken Justice is also joining us from the arena where last-minute changes are coming together. Kent?
Yeah, this morning, it's just like you were having a last-minute party, right? All those preparations you do just at the very end, including we saw some of the signs already say Trump, Pence. We know that they had to get those together just in the last couple of days since the announcement that Governor Pence would be the vice presidential candidate along with Donald Trump. Coming up, we expect to hear from all of our Florida delegation as they're here and enjoying the whole week, Monday through Thursday, doing their jobs. But we also know that there are some concerns for folks about security. Lots and lots of people here, lots of attention. Could this be the site for or a target for a terror attack? We talked with Gil Smith about that because our crime and safety analyst grew up here in Cleveland.
And they're telling me they do have a unique set of problems here because you have a large convention here. So many people are for the candidate Trump and so many people are against. You also have the anti-police sentiment going on where you're going to have large numbers of police in areas where the shooter in Dallas was able to shoot several police who were standing together. And there's no way to avoid that. There are also some issues with other police departments pulling out, not wanting to be a part of it, not necessarily because of the candidate or any of the political reasons, but because they're not going to be given any type of insurance or workers' comp to protect the officers if they're injured. So like Cincinnati, Ohio, the Department of North Carolina, and some others have pulled out. So now they have that problem. So a lot of things that are being done right now in the city of Cleveland are things that really should have been done a long time ago, knowing that you had this advance notice that this convention was coming.
Not coincidentally, the theme for Monday is Make America Safe Again. We know there are going to be some big speakers, including Mayor Rudy Giuliani. In Cleveland, Kent Justice, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, thanks, Kent. So News4JAX really keeping a pulse on social media this election season. We're looking at positive tweets about the presidential candidates. These are from Twitter. So you see nationally what people are saying. Only 18% of the tweets about Hillary Clinton are positive, while 82% of the tweets for Donald Trump are positive. Now, that's nationally. What North Florida is saying, well, it's very similar. 12% of the tweets for Hillary Clinton are positive, 88% positive for Trump, Bruce.